Before the video starts, I would recommend the Holy Bible to read at the end of video. Please check out the link in the description. According to the Father, do you require further time? I thus pronounce that you are liberated from the oppression of time on this day. Because I am a jealous God, time will not govern you, because it is my part to be your Lord. I will not let time rule over you. I will take time and bend it to your will, causing it to be lengthened, enlarged, and prolonged in order to make sure that the days you spend in this life are filled with blessings rather than days filled with sadness. To the extent that your days are, so will your strength be. On this day, I establish you as a master of time. Time was created by me, and you are the one who rules and reigns beside me. Therefore, because I am the ruler of time, so you shall rule over time and see the fullness of days, and length of life. You will proceed from faith to faith. Every day, you will move from one level of glory to the next. Everything that you come into contact with will be preserved forever by the glory that I have within you. All of the things that were missing have been included now. Now that you have a strong handle on something that appeared to be out of your reach, you should relax, have faith, and move forward, since this is where things start to get easier. According to what the Father has revealed to us today, there is no power in the universe that can cause you to deviate from my plan for your everyday existence. The sequence in which your days are organized is not arbitrary and devoid of any significance. The things that will happen in your life and the things that will happen in the future are written in my book, and just as I have planned, they will come to pass. The one and only thing that can deviate from my flawless arrangement is the degree to which you have faith and trust in the person that I have shown myself to be in your eyes. The question that the Father asks is, who do you say that I am? To a much greater extent than the decisions made by other people, the circumstances of your life, or the randomness of your birth, your future is determined by what you think. The Father encourages us to make this day a turning point from which we might turn to deep trust. Allow this day to be the day that you recognize with every fiber of your being that my agenda is to bring heaven to earth into your life and the experiences that you have. You are not going to be excluded. A blessing will be bestowed upon you. The inheritance, as well as the complete redemption of the purchased ownership that Calvary made available to you 2,000 years ago, will be distributed to you. Do not be terminated. You should not be concerned by the things, situations, and circumstances that appear to contradict what I have stated, nor should you be overly concerned about them. Things are subject to change. There is a time and a season for everything that occurs under the sun, declares the Father in this day and age. You will only experience sorrow for the duration of the night, and happiness will arrive in the morning. Since I am the Comforter, I am familiar with the suffering and anguish that you are experiencing. I am aware of your inquiries, and I am listening to your thoughts. Because there are those of you who are aware that your loved ones are with me, and I want to reassure you that they are experiencing an incredible amount of joy because they have not left their life, but rather they have entered your life. Indeed, they are experiencing the utmost happiness in their lives and are still working hard to advance my kingdom. Consequently, now is the time to let go of this sorrow and allow yourself to be comforted by the immense joy that awaits you and everyone else who is accepted in the Beloved. There are more members of my family that are experiencing grief due to the fact that they do not know their loved one's current location. What a deep need your heart has to know whether or not they are with me. I want you to know this. Does my word come back to me empty? Do you remember that I said that you and your household would be saved? When it comes to bringing them into my kingdom, Have you not prayed and requested that they be delivered? Are you unaware of the fact that I am able to make my presence known to them even at the hour that they have passed away? That my angels of salvation who minister to your salvation are laboring right up until the very end? That thanks to your prayers, they have been set out from others. You will be astonished and happy when you return home, because there are those who select me when I appear to them in their final breath. When you arrive home, you will be surprised and delighted by who is there to receive you. Consequently, I am the God of all comfort. Therefore, I ask that you give me all of your sorrows and allow me to heal your soul today. Today, the Father says, my hand of promotion is moving in your life, and it will not be hampered in any way for any reason. God states that it is time for you to come up higher, because the door in heaven is now a gateway through which you can experience breakthrough in your life. In spite of the provocation that the adversary has put up, I will undoubtedly establish you in blessing and favor, therefore rendering the adversary's plans ineffective. You are about to enter a period of darkness that will be followed by morning, and this is nothing more than the final attempt by your adversary to destroy you. Keep your attention fixed on me, and have faith that I will lead us in the right direction. Refuse to let yourself be overcome by unfavorable thoughts or feelings. Say, this is yoke easy, burden light. Say, I am coming to break through and benefit in a miraculous way, right now, to your soul. Say these things to your soul. This is but a light affliction that will disappear when as I rise up, says God as the day star in your life, illuminating the favored position you have held all along, even though you didn't always realize it, and even those around us thought you were under judgment, but you are not under judgment, you are under the blessing. Knowing that, in the grand scheme of things, this is just the beginning of your newly discovered fruitfulness, you would be able to look at the problem that you are facing today with a grin on your face if you could see it from the perspective of a few months in the future. Not only should you avoid borrowing difficulty, but you should also avoid becoming mournful or anxious about things that are not going to turn out that way, regardless. It is necessary for you to be faithful to the higher call and filled with trust, because I am the God who can handle situations that seem impossible, and I am coming through for you. There is a fire that works to purge away the dross of sin and sinful tendencies, refining and polishing us like a brilliant diamond. This fire is the heat of the furnace that comes from my loins upwards and downwards. By the time it is over, you will emerge victorious, and your lives will continue to reflect my glory and character. Because of this, it is time for you to center your attention on me, to have faith in me, and to refrain from allowing yourself to be overcome by anxiety or panic. Instead, you should cooperate and allow my refining fire to burn away everything in your life that is in conflict with my love and purity. Keep in mind that my unwavering aim is upon you to establish you in blessing and favor. This is something that you should never lose sight of. Eventually, this phantasm of false ailments that did not originate in my plan will turn out to be the very beginning of the most significant gifts that your future had in store for you or your family. There is a message from the Father that says, I am alive and working on the inside of you. Unbridled force that will not be hindered or confined by any limitation or fracture is hidden beneath that thin veneer of weak humanity. This power will not be hampered or constrained in any way. I am here within you, declares God. I am there. In you is the kingdom of mine. His glory is found in you. I want you to melt down inside of yourself with complete yielding so that you can feel and experience what it is like to be one with me in the middle of the chaos that men have caused in your life and position. Have faith in me. Permit me to seep out of your pores, to light through your eyes, and to be made known in your words, because just as I am, so are you in this world. At this point, the Greater Works ministry takes its first step forward. My kingdom is not a feel-like kingdom, nor is it a seems-like kingdom. My kingdom is located on the throne of that heart that is surrendered to my will and in pursuit of my glory. It may not seem like it or feel like it, but my kingdom is not either of those things. This day, God says, you should be a pursuer. I have called you to the 50-yard line, the goal line of total breakthrough, and you must not choose to remain on the sidelines of life when I have called you there. This day, I am working in you and through you to fulfill your portion, and it is what I am doing this day. Get to your feet. Prepare yourself. I urge you once more to readjust your gear and be aware that the water of my spirit is reviving you in preparation for the battle. You are being fed by the angels that fed the prophet. However, they are not feeding you with the bread of sadness or strife. Rather, they are feeding you with the food of life, which provides you with the opportunity to experience life and life more abundantly. The difficulties are disappearing. There is a diminishing of sorrow, slander and slanderous speech. They perish as a result of the breath that comes from my nostrils. I listened to what they had to say, and I also listened to the innermost thoughts that were going through their heads as they observed your struggle and exclaimed, "Aha, aha." When they see the tremendous detonation of my favor in your life, which will change and is changing everything, they are going to be dissatisfied, declares God. They are going to be disappointed. My favor is given to you at this very moment, and the Father says that it is time for you to take your place at the table where it is being served. You are currently surrounded by an unrivaled season of favor, and it is resting on your shoulders as a mantle of privilege that was paid for by the cross of Calvary. Now is the time for my church to rise up and assume its position as a vessel for the transmission of my glory. The time has come to let down the boundaries of religion and to embrace the brokenness of those who are in your immediate vicinity. These individuals are pleading for a breath of fresh air and a drink of the fresh water that has been provided by my Spirit. The Lord says, "Be seen in me." Please, my child, make it possible for those who are broken and lost, as well as those who are out of the way, to see my love and grace through you. When you spread your arms and your heart wide, you should not be frightened to do so. If you want to reach those who appear to be out of your reach, you should not be scared to move outside of your comfort zone. Because I am constantly with you, and my love will flow through you to touch the lives of many people, I am with you always. In order to see those who are pleading for assistance, you should just raise your eyes. In this world, you should be a ray of light in the shadows and a beacon of hope. I have called you to be a vessel of my love and to bring healing to the nations, and this is the time that I have called you to fulfill that mission. Now is the moment to act. Are you going to pick up the phone? Your place at my table of bounty is waiting for you, and I offer to you an invitation to join my. Invite those who have been rejected, those who are downcast, and those who are marginalized as well, because I have chosen them. There were some who chose to ignore my splendor because they were preoccupied with other matters. Maintain your integrity as a steward and extend a warm welcome to those who are going to my meal with you. On Calvary, I opened my heart and poured out my blood in order to have the opportunity to give my life to those who were in need. At this time, I am calling upon you to open access to my goodness through your testimony and your witness by having confidence in me and having love for those who are lost. Those individuals who have been adversely affected by religious mentalities due to the fact that they did not speak correctly, appear correctly, or act correctly should be welcomed with open arms. I have chosen them, says the Father, therefore, you should also choose them to be your companion at the table. I am bringing those from the roads and byways because the scribes, Pharisees, and hypocrites have made it clear that they will not be in attendance. They will arrive in a state of disrepair, bleeding, and uncleanliness, and they will not smell or look their finest. During the course of the typical church service, they will disrupt the routine, and some of my children may feel upset. These children have lost track of their origins and have created a fictitious boundary between themselves and others whom they exclude and look down upon. Because the new harvest has already arrived, the Father encourages you to get ready to assist those who have been injured and to be a willing worker in this one. It is finally time to harvest, and the wait is finally over. I am telling you today that you have the ability to determine your own season in my kingdom. There is a possibility that you have been instructed that there is very little that you can control in life. Nevertheless, this is not what my word promises. The heavens and the earth are under my control as the Lord. Every single event that takes place in the world is something that I am completely aware of and have the ability to influence on every level. You are my beloved child, and by blessing and benefiting you, I take great delight in being able to do so. Inside of you is where I make my home. Inside of you is where you will find my kingdom. My rule extends to my empire. In addition to my omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence, I am of the sovereign nature. You truly believe that living for me and walking in my kingdom is about being plowed under by circumstance or about going through life as a failure in abject suffering? Do you genuinely believe that? Say to your soul, the greater one lives within me. Say to your soul, I really can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. The religious mindset will always throw dispersions on the kingdom way of thinking. Say these things to your soul. In an ongoing effort to disqualify you from my very promise, religious authorities that are not legitimate will engage in this endeavor. They tell you, in an incorrect manner, that I want you to endure pain and want you to be without. Aren't they fascinated by the fact that they themselves rarely go without, despite the fact that they perceive my grandeur in the plight of others suffering? The way you are thinking should be put aside. On this day, you will have the opportunity to enter into a new experience of the entitlement that the suffering of Calvary and the cross of Christ provides you. I adore you for the simple reason that I adore you, because I adore you. Despite all of your inadequacies, what gives? Concerning those, we will address them as we progress. To put it simply, cooperate. Keep yourself in a state of yieldedness at all times, but know this, dearly beloved, from this point forward, everything in your life will become better. As of today, the Father has revealed to you that I will direct you with my sight. Because I will be so near to you and so personal with you, you will be able to understand exactly what it is that I want from you at any given moment, even if you don't say a single word about it. That is the conversation that I am looking for and trying to learn more about. My spirit ventures forth into the entirety of the globe in search of individuals who will worship me in that spirit and in that truth. I am looking for slaves that are not only interested in having a close relationship with the Word, but also with the mouth and the lips that pronounce that word. I am wishing for the bride to come forth. My heart yearns for that bride who will exclaim, "Let him kiss me with the kisses of his lips, for his love is better than wine." My heart yearns for the bride in the same way that the bridegroom dreams of the bride.